Hey, Spike Stormer and D1 Science. It's me, Spike Stormer, coming to you in this video. I am doing more MHA characters as elementals. Oh, this is gonna be fun. And in this video I am doing this is descending order, just or randomly chosen out of my memory. Uraka, Mina, and who were the others? Give me a second. The other two were Froppy and Sato. Now, let's get into this video and roll intro. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this video. Okay, I am back, and I'm going over more elementals. I think my brother's going to be going over some dragons next time, and then more elementals, because I have a backlog of files. First one's an Earth Elemental. Creature name, Earth Elemental, Acidic Rock. Common name, Acidic Rock. Sorry. These do look like golems are sometimes mistaken for them, but in reality they aren't. They are closely related to one type of golem that it's a very hard to find one, but mostly can be found in forests. My brother went over the acidic golem. Well, the acid golem, anyways. These Earth Elementals are relatively smart, and just like the acid golem, they can make acid from their hands, but they are closely related. They have a common ancestor, but those are long gone ancient creatures called Earth Elemental Golems. I think I might do some research into those. I think we have a half-brother that really likes searching around for those creatures. People have spotted those rare creatures, but in modern day, but they're so few and far in between spotting that they're mostly counted off as myths, but we do know that they weigh about 2 tons. For like these creatures weigh around 1 ton and stand around 6'6". They're also able to control the like the acid golem are able to control the acidity of the acid they create, meaning they can just make it look like lotion or make it acidic enough to burn through bones and human skin. They can be very brutal torturers under the wrong conditions. They also have little horns on them, which seems to be actually biological. And for the record, the only reason why these things are alive is because of magic. These are really interesting because it's not really there for a reason. People have speculated over it and have speculated and gone over it multiple times, but I think it's just there because common ancestor had these horns, so that happened. The golems just didn't have those, and according to our research, the Earth Elemental Golems were actually somewhat biological creatures, but they had so much magic in them, the magic slowly turned them some into more golem-like creatures because they were getting so heavy, and they just started weighing down and just getting different abilities and different looks. Whereas these elementals still had some power, but enough to stay at their height, keep their horns, but their skin and biological pieces actually fully turned into stone. And also you can tell the difference between an acid golem and acid rock elemental, earth elemental, is that these golems actually have cracks in their skin. The reason why I can tell that, unlike every other elemental, is because their acid sometimes at young ages gets out of control and burns through their rocks, causing little nasty cracks, but they actually steadily heal, and these cracks are actually scarring. They are also able, they have 3 toes on their feet that are actually the same crystals, and they're able to slide around on it like roller skating. It's also very weird on how they do that. I've seen, well, my brother has seen and told me that one time that they were used in a bank robbery. Quote from him, here's the audio file. Yeah, the creatures just went in with some people, came out with a lot of money. During the investigation, we found that they were used to burn through the metal. So, yeah, that was not pretty. Okay, now that's done. Now let's get to the next goal, the next elemental. This next elemental is a water elemental. Creature name, water elemental, strength enhancing water. It's a weird name. People aren't always, aren't always able to come up with good names for these creatures. But common name is Sue. That is S-E-W for the record. Very transparent, like the Tranquid water elemental, but the reason why they're called strength enhancing water elementals is because of the fact that they, just like their name implies, they can enhance their strength in or near water. But they can still do it outside of water because of the condensation in the air, but it's a lot easier for them to become stronger near bodies of water or it's raining. But in bodies of water, they're actually relatively very strong compared to a crackling crystal golem, which is stronger than them, but stone powers elementals are very strong and can disrupt these. The easiest way to get rid of one of these, like all of them, is to evaporate them. You need very high amount of energy to do this, but it is still relatively easy. Again, ancient creatures known as water golem elementals. They look like golems mixed with some water. But they stood, these guys stood at around 5'11". These Sues, but the water golem elementals stand up around 7 feet, and due to our research, like the last one, like the rock elementals, they actually they actually lost power. Their power was still maintaining their strength, but their abilities soon shifted, causing some Tranquid being able to go thin, or basically just make the water more pure and see-through, while as these guys just became stronger and stronger using the water. Science-wise, these creatures are known to actually cause their strength from actually nearly breaking and sometimes breaking the hydrogen bonds with water. This might cause an explosion every now and again, but requires a lot of power, which they do possess. They just can't really use it unless they want their entire body to evaporate themselves. So they keep that power within themselves and uses the magic to actually break apart the bonds and the magic to actually absorb it and to boost their strength enhancing. That's how they use the water to enhance their strength. Let's get to the next elemental. Okay, this is mid-video. I'm just saying a few things. First off, my uploading schedule for the next 2 days. Next 2 videos are going to be a dragon video, then the last elementals video that for Class 1A. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing dragons, basically just MHA villains, heroes, and other classes and other characters in general as dragons, golems, elementals, or whatever I can think of next. Second thing I want to state is the fact, yes, I am keeping this intro. I really like it, and, well, get used to it, because every now and again, I might not use it, depending on how often I make these videos, and also if I want to put it in there or not. If the video is long enough as it is, I am not going to put it in there, but if it's a little short, like around 10 minutes or so, I'm going to put it in there, just for longer watch time. Now, let's get back into this video. I just wanted to say, before we actually do go back into the video, the intro is going to be staying. Every video that's in between 10 and 30 minutes, it's going to get the intro. But if it's like 34 minutes or higher, it's not going to have this intro, okay? Now let's get back into this video. Let's go. This next elemental has a very weird weakness. It's a fire elemental. Creature name, Fire Elemental Leaping Fire. And common name is Leaping Fire. The weirdest weakness for it, though, is actually the fact if it gets too hot, it passes out. Like its flames just go out and just falls down in pieces. Put it in somewhere cold, it will wake up, but still be a little drowsy. But it can still heat up its hands or body enough to actually melt through the metal and get out. But that might make it a little drowsy still. These actually have to be around 500 degrees Fahrenheit in order to still be active. Anything closer to 1000, they pass out. Which is quite weird because of the fire elementals. But we think that is because they are actually closely related to a leaping to the which golem was that? To a golem that is known as the, oh yeah, here it is. Here's that file. Leaping golem. And they do share some characteristics. The sticky rocks on their fingers, they actually have 5 fingers. These elementals do, and three toes, and they're actually descendants of the same creatures as the earth elemental, except for the fact these guys were just an offshoot of them. They had some fire in them, but the fire soon slowly took over their bodies, and they still have the rocks in order to keep their body together, but the magic is what's keeping the rock together. These guys, not just because of the stickiness of their fingers and feet, are able to climb walls and all that, but they're also able to actually spit out they actually have a piece of rock that's right above their face and able to project all of that outward, allowing them to sometimes snag other things nearby and burn it up. Fuel. Sometimes this can go up to at least 50 meters. At most, closer to around 150 meters. That's really far. These are known to be near volcanoes, near forests, or some type of water in order to cool themselves down before they overheat and pass out. Okay, any other facts? Oh yeah, they stand up around, actually they're relatively short by elemental standards, 5 feet tall. And they do sometimes drink water in order to keep their body and their core temperatures down of that because of their weakness. Now let's get to the last golem of today. Golem elemental, sorry. Yeah, I haven't had enough time to do this research. Last elemental of today. It is an air elemental known as air elemental air floater. Air floater is the most common name for these creatures. Now what else some other facts are the fact that a chunk of them are black. I mean, not racially, I'm talking, black as in they're tornado. The wind that makes them up is relatively dense and very strong. Because of this, that's how come they're able to keep the weaker winds together. And to make sure their head doesn't keep from flying away. From what I've seen, that's why they're the wind that looks like their hair is actually so dense in order to keep that head there. They have two glowing red eyes like all air elementals do. But their hands are relatively bigger than their actual bodies. Their feet difference, though, their feet design is actually relatively weird. It looks like they're wearing high heels, but in reality, it's actually there because they can actually cause themselves to float up in the air because of their air elementals. But they can also cause themselves to lose control of their abilities, and sometimes are known to somehow throw up. By throw up, I mean like they release very high pressure winds, and still not known where. Most people think that it's actually coming from everywhere, but it's actually mostly coming from their eyes because, they don't have any mouths. For fuel, they actually use any energy like carbon dioxide, nitrogen, or whatever gas is in the air around them in order to fuel them. They don't really care about what kind of energy it is, but they always let off oxygen because they can break the bonds and re-stick them back together to create oxygen. And whatever gas isn't by itself, they actually are able to not cause a nuclear reaction and turn them into oxygen, which is a very, very powerful ability. I'm surprised people haven't used these things in warfare as basically suicide bombers. People will be screwed. Very, very screwed. Okay. They do stand around, actually around 5'6", relatively shortish or so. But other than that, they are actually relatively strong. They are very good at hand-to-hand combat because their winds are so high pressure they can actually physically hit you. And you can sometimes physically hit them if their wind is dense enough because they do have the ability, like all air elementals, in order to make their air less dense in order for the attacks to pass through. But if you fight them, you're going to get a good chance of having to break an arm and having to punch yourself in the face. Now that's all the elementals of today. Well, I hope you all enjoyed me turning these 4 MHA characters into elementals. Until next time, subscribe to Adrian's Pakistan or Dumas Alliance. Goodbye, and peace out.